You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help churches across this great state find clarity, confidence, and the promise of certainty when it comes to protecting their ministry. Today, we're talking about something you may have never heard of, but it might just be the solution to one of the biggest challenges Texas churches are facing right now, which are skyrocketing property insurance premiums. It's called a risk purchasing group, or RPG, and it could be a game changer for larger churches who are tired of annual price shocks. Let me introduce you to a church in Fort Worth that has a large, vibrant congregation and over $7 million in property. When their insurance renewal arrived, the finance team was stunned. Their premium had jumped again, and this time to a level that simply didn't fit in the church's budget. They'd always done the right thing, but this year's increase was too much to absorb. That's when they heard about a risk purchasing group and started wondering if it might be the answer. A risk purchasing group, or RPG, is exactly what it sounds like. A group of similar organizations that come together to buy insurance as a collective. Instead of every church negotiating on its own, an RPG lets churches combine their buying power to access better pricing and stronger coverage from top-tier insurance carriers. Now, to be clear, an RPG isn't a replacement for a regular insurance company. You're still insured by A-rated, financially stable carriers. Here's the reality. Texas weather is brutal on insurers. Hail, hurricanes, and tornadoes take their toll. When an insurance company carries too much risk in Texas, one bad storm season can spike rates for everyone. By joining a risk purchasing group, this church tapped into a multi-state pool. This spread their exposure across different regions, resulting in more stable pricing and a policy built to weather Texas storms, both literally and financially. Churches who join a risk purchasing group gain two major benefits. First, they get access to A-rated standard carriers. That Fort Worth church asked, "Are these cheap insurers?" Absolutely not. These are financially stable companies with proven track records of paying claims. They'll be here long after the next hailstorm. Second, you get customized coverage and pricing. Since these programs are built specifically for churches, the policies are tailored to your real ministry needs, from property to liability. You're not stuck with a cookie-cutter package. That Fort Worth church saw significant savings without losing any coverage. That's good stewardship. The question then becomes, is a risk purchasing group right for my Texas church? RPGs aren't for everyone. They're typically best suited for churches with property values above $5 million who are looking for pricing stability and strong protection. Smaller churches may not qualify, and that's okay. There are still excellent options available through traditional church insurance markets. But if your property values are higher and your premiums have ballooned to the point that you're considering cutting coverage or raising deductibles, this is an option worth exploring. Working with an independent church insurance specialist at Insurance for Texans gives you the ability to compare all of your choices side by side. We help you evaluate whether joining a risk purchasing group makes sense for your ministry's needs and budget. The Fort Worth church we talked about made the move. They joined an RPG program and finally found some relief. They still have comprehensive coverage. Their insurer is financially strong, and their premiums are now stable. That's what we call the promise of certainty. Through our True Texas Church Insurance Program, our mission is simple: to help Texas churches protect what matters most: people, property, and purpose, with clarity and confidence. So if you're facing rising premiums and wondering if there's a smarter way forward, let's talk. Visit insurancefortexans.com to schedule your personalized church insurance review. We'll help you understand if a risk purchasing group could help lower your costs while keeping your coverage strong. And if you want to explore the world of church insurance in more detail, get a copy of my book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith Stewardship and Insurance. Until next time, remember, stewardship isn't about saving every penny. It's about spending wisely to protect your ministry.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.